ever wonder why Minato decided that the flying raijin was the jutsu he would master and make his signature technique? Or have you ever wondered when he decided to do that? Well, we don't really have concrete answers to those questions, but let's talk about it anyway. And I don't really subscribe to the Minato being related to the Senju theory, nor do I like, comment, or share any of its videos, but I'd appreciate it if you did that for me. And even if you don't, I hope you enjoy the video all the same. Drop like rain, nigga, watch me hit those trees. Minato is one of the most complicated non-main characters I commit to memory for a myriad of reasons that I could actually do a whole video on, but the reason I'm here today is to talk about his learning and use of the Flying Thunder God technique, a S-class space-time ninjutsu that single-handedly made him the victor of a full-scale world war, and a life so valuable that even after death the fourth great shinobi world war would have been lost without him, and yet we never see him learn it. He never says anything significant about the jutsu, like why he chose to learn it or how exactly the jutsu works, and even when he and the creator of the jutsu are both on screen and are about to use the jutsu in tandem, which is the perfect time to explain something like that, nothing. And even in the Minato one-shot that recently came out, Minato already knew the jutsu well before he became Hokage, so it's not like he gained access to all the jutsu in the village and decided that that was the one. And since it takes 3 Jonin to use the technique at a low capacity, and only 2 other Hokage level characters can use it, I'm just gonna assume that this jutsu isn't floating around the village for anyone to learn, so how then did Minato get his hands on what is basically the second Hokage's magnum opus? And not only did he get his hands on it, he mastered it quite quickly considering he's around 15 in the one shot. I'd have to look at his mentor Jiraiya, who also has a direct and close relationship with the third Hokage, who would have more than access to the jutsu, but then I'm left wondering why neither of the two knew the jutsu themselves. It's such a weird scenario that I can see why people would say the Minato was at least related to the Senju, considering his crazy feats and potential, but I think it's those feats and potential that gained him access to the jutsu in the first place. Think of it like this. Minato shows unparalleled genius and prowess that hasn't been seen outside of the Uchiha since the village was founded. And Minato shows himself to be the most useful, and seeing what he did to his son for the sake of the village, the most loyal soldier you have. Why not give him a special jutsu? But you don't want him to have a technique that's going to destroy him because you need him. You also don't want to give him a technique that he can use to blow up the village in one fell swoop, because that's only useful as long as he's on our side, and no matter how loyal he is, that's just not a good idea. So the happy medium would be something that can not only preserve his usefulness, but also something that can be applied to kill to make use of that genius and prowess. So if you ask me, I honestly think Minato was given the Flying Raijin, whether it have been Hiruzen or Jiraiya's or even the Elder's idea. I think Minato was given the technique, and maybe it was a genuine gift of appreciation, or maybe they just wanted to see if he could master it, but either way, I think there was a secondary reason in giving the Flying Raijin to Minato, and that was to make him a better soldier. Because without that, or the Rasengan which he created, and even with his sky-high other stats, Minato doesn't really have any jutsu that would allow him to perform or compete at the level we see most super elite ninja fight at. And with the reputation he gains from that jutsu alone, you should see why I think the whole thing was a ploy. I mean, even his nickname is a bunch of Hidden Leaf propaganda. The Yellow Flash? Really? Sounds like a superhero if I ever heard one. Nobody else gets a name like that. Every other nickname in Naruto sounds like their career title is Eats Babies. You got Zabuza, the Demon of the Blood Mist. You got Hanzo, the Salamander. You got Itachi, the Shark Slayer. You get the point. What I'm boiling the video down to is this. Minato was purposefully and strategically given access to the Flying Thunder God technique in order to essentially take advantage of his genius and bolster the strength of the Hidden Leaf army. Or not, whichever you like, but you can't deny the jutsu fits him like a glove, and even Tobirama, the creator of the jutsu, knew Minato was well beyond his own skill level. So that's the video. Let me know what you thought down in the comments, and until next time, peace. That thunder on me clap, make a nigga think before he act. Have a nigga dying on his back, then we double back. Shooters leaving rubber where you at, that's why niggas never wanna match.